so shocked that, you know, my friends can look at me and saw how much weight I put on and let it slide, like didn't say anything. You guys are bad for that. You guys are wrong for that. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my weight loss journey, the story behind how it all happened. Before I start, I just want to say, like, if anybody is suffering with any mental health or eating disorders or anything regarding losing weight, I wouldn't suggest this video for you because I don't want to trigger anything or upset anybody. Also, I want to say again, this is my experience. Everybody's body is different, so some people might find some things work. What worked for me might not work for you. So what was the reason why I decided to start this journey? The main reason for me is that it's my 21st birthday in December and I want to be snatched. I also did it because, like, I've always been trying to lose weight. Like, it's been on and off. I thought, you know what, if I set it as like a New Year's resolution, like, I will actually have to do it. So what did I do for it to happen? Being a sports science student helped a lot. Like, I didn't need to go to a personal trainer, kind of have that knowledge already. So when I started off, I actually started off doing cardio. I would just run flat out 20 minutes and then I would do some like core exercises and toning exercises. I would use Chloe Ting. A lot of people absolutely slam Chloe Ting, but I'm not gonna lie, I actually think she's kind of alright. She worked for me. So I would do her videos after coming off of the treadmill. After a while, that 20 minutes changed to HIIT. So HIIT stands for high intensity interval training. So that's basically where you have like a short period or like an explosive period of anaerobic exercise. So like maybe sprinting on the treadmill or whatever you're doing for maybe like a minute or two, and then you have a short recovery period. I would do a burst of 3-minute sprint and then like do a light jog for like 2 minutes and then do that on and off for 20 minutes. I found that I preferred that from running the flat out 20 because obviously you feel like you're getting a bit of a break. Like, it worked better for me. Still go into the little gym studio and do Chloe Ting. And then after that, instead, I came across the 12-3-30 challenge. So for those of you that don't know, it's setting your treadmill to 12 incline and then walking at 4.8 kilometers per hour for 30 minutes. Now, when I first started this, I'm telling you, if you can't do it at first, it's actually okay. It's actually okay, because when I tell you, I thought, oh, walking on the treadmill for 30 minutes, like I run for 20, it should be fine. That 12 incline is not a joke. For 30 minutes as well, like, it will have you gripping onto the side of the treadmill. My best advice, if you decide to do the 12-3-30 challenge, don't jump straight in at 12-3-30. If you can do it, great, good for you. But if you have to ease yourself into it, it's fine. What I found with the 12-3-30 challenge, I absolutely loved it. It is the definition of work smarter and not harder. Because I was out here running my heart out for 20 minutes on the treadmill when I could literally just walk for 30 minutes. And it's so much more chill. Like, I'll just set my phone up and watch Netflix. These times you're literally burning a lot more because you're working for longer, and without realizing you're actually working harder, because walking up that hill is not a joke. It's also amazing because you're basically killing two birds with one stone. You're losing weight and you're also toning your legs, your hips, your bum. You feel the workout crazy on like your lower body. Whilst I was also doing the 12-3-30, after I finished that, I then obviously went and did Chloe Ting. Chloe Ting never stopped. That never changed for me. And why I think she's good is because her exercises are always changing. Every single month you're going to have a different thing to look forward to. It'll work on something different, and you have the choice. You know, you don't have to follow her monthly program, but she offers that variety of being able to choose whether you want to just do a month program on your abs or whether you want to do a month program on full body. That was the exercise that I did on my days that I went to the gym. I went to the gym 4 days a week, but I had active rest days. So on those days off, I was just going for a walk, maybe an hour, half an hour. It just varied. But it's really important that on your rest days, you're not just using that as a day, as a cheat day to sit down, do nothing, eat everything you want, and then be like, it's fine, I'll go to the gym tomorrow. All you literally need is half an hour a day. Now, what did I eat? This is another thing that just constantly changed, because again, it gets boring just sticking to the same program, and you're more likely to just give up because there's nothing new, no excitement. But when I started out, I did slim fast. So for those of you that don't know, slim fast is when you have 2 shakes a day, 1 meal and 3 snacks. So what I did is I would have a shake for breakfast, and then I would have like maybe a banana with it as well. That would go as one of the snacks. And then for lunch I'd have another shake and then another snack with it, and then I would have my dinner as my 1 meal, and then in the evening I would just have the other snack. So I feel like there's pros and cons to doing slim fast. I think one massive pro is that you're not calorie counting. Sometimes when you're calorie counting, it can become so boring. It can also become quite overwhelming. You might see something, you're like, oh my gosh, that was just 100 calories, and now I've just wasted 100 calories out of my day. With this, you still are keeping track of your calories, but you're not tracking everything you eat, because the shakes I think are 220 calories, so you already know that. And then they tell you the snack you have to eat is either a fruit or 100 calories, and then your meal has to be, I think, 600 calories. So the main thing you're only really watching is the calories in your 1 meal. I also think a good thing is that it reduces your calorie intake. Like, you don't actually realize how much calories you are consuming in a day until you actually take a deeper look at them. Now, the cons of slim fast for me was that it became quite boring, because it's the same thing every day. The same chocolate shake for breakfast and for lunch, the same Dairy Dunkin' sticks I was eating for my snack. The only thing that changed in a day was your meals that you're eating. The 1 meal, the 1 meal that you're allowed every day. Another con that I think is, for me, it got quite expensive. I think for 1 tub it's like £15. I think for the big tub, it lasts you, I think, about a month. It lasts me, you're having that same shake twice a day for 30 days. It becomes so boring. So if you want to switch up your shake, you're gonna have to have at least 2 or 3 tubs. That could end up being like, what, £30-40. And then those Dairy Dunk things, they're like £2 plus for like a pack of 4. So if I'm having 2 of those a day, 1 pack is only gonna last me 2 days. Obviously that was my own choice. I could literally have just found something that was 100 calories, but as I said, regardless, you're gonna want to keep buying stuff to change it up, because it's gonna get boring anyway. And then what I decided to do is stop doing slim fast, and instead I would not have any shakes, but still kind of do the same plan. I would eat the equivalent calories to the shakes, but eating basically whatever I want, as long as it wasn't like high in fat, sugar, salt. What the pro was in doing that, there was more variety in foods that I could eat. Like, I wasn't just drinking 2 shakes that was filling me up with gas and air. The downside of it is then I was going back to calorie counting, and that just became quite long. Another thing that really helps is obviously drinking your 2 litres of water every single day. So that's also what I was doing. I scrapped all juice. The only thing I was drinking was water. It also fills you up. To drink 2 litres of water, I don't know those of you who's actually tried it. Some people might just be able to do it because that's all they ever really drink. Honestly, drinking 2 litres of water a day is a task. You feel like you're drowning yourself, just constantly backing down water. But I feel feel like it's good because without realizing it is filling you up. I felt like I wasn't hungry. It made me feel good inside as well, because you just feels like it just cleanses everything out. I'm just gonna throw out a few tips. Obviously this is my words to you. I'm not a pro, but I'm just gonna give some tips that I think that I noticed throughout my journey that would help other people. The main first thing is never ever give up. It gets hard. It is so hard to motivate yourself. Like, I think to do that you are so strong with something that is so physically demanding and mentally demanding. I'm not gonna lie, it is hard, but never give up, because you've set this goal for a reason. You know you want to achieve it, so just keep going and you gonna get there. Another thing I'd say is never ever compare your body or your results with other people. What we do in this generation is we look at Instagram, we see these people who have like amazing bodies that 9 times out of 10 has been photoshopped, or we just see unrealistic images and say that we want that. Or even people who are not unrealistic, some people who are mashing and work in the gym and have like the best body, one, they probably have something that they don't like about their body anyways, and two, everybody's body type is different. Our shapes are different, the way we work out and how our body will react to that is different. The only person you should be competing with is yourself. Look at where you was last month, last week, however you keep track of your progress, and try and beat that. Don't be disappointed if it takes you longer to achieve your goal than you planned. Majority of the time we end up setting unrealistic goals for ourselves. We all want to lose what we want to lose in a short amount of time. If we could do it overnight, we all would, but it's never gonna happen. The more you set yourself unrealistic goals, is the quicker you're gonna get demotivated, because you're not seeing those results when you wanted to. I wanted to achieve a goal by summer, which I haven't, and that's fine because I'm still going. Be mindful of how you're tracking how you look like don't look in the mirror every day and just critique, oh, this is not right, this is not right, this is not right. Do you know what I mean? Another tip I would say is, like, we all know it's so hard to be consistent and stay motivated, so it is okay to stop. It's honestly okay to take a break, as long as you get yourself back in it. As we speak right now, the last time I went to the gym I think was June. It's now like the end of August, and I was getting myself down about it, and it wasn't helping me. It wasn't pushing me to go to the gym. It was making me think, oh, forget this. Like, it was giving me a more negative attitude towards it than a positive one. It's fine if you take a break. Like, no one's gonna come and kill you. Eat meals at regular times every day. It is really hard to do that because your days are constantly changing. Best you can stick to that as possible is the better. What happens with our bodies is, when we miss a meal, our body thinks that we're not gonna get a meal, so our body like prepares itself for starvation, so it then stores fat. Another tip that I would say, you can't just do one. You can't just eat healthy and think that's enough. You can't just work out and think that's enough. They both go hand in hand. You need to exercise as much as you're strict on your diet. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Don't be too harsh on yourself exercise wise. Don't be so harsh on yourself with what you're eating, like only eating 1 leaf a day. Sometimes we're going to the gym and we see these people like working out on the weight machines and doing all of this, and we're like, oh, it's worked for them because they've got such a good body, let me try it. But do what your body can handle. Last thing you want to do is go on the weight machine, you don't know what you're doing, then you pull a muscle or injure yourself. I never went on the weight machines and it still worked for me. And for me as well, when I was doing my diet, I wasn't stopping myself from eating stuff. Like, I was still eating chips, but there's substitution. So I was eating sweet potato fries, or I was eating wedgies, which is a bit more healthier. Only thing that I stopped myself was obviously your sweets, your chocolates, your cakes, but there are substitutes. Let me show you something. These right here was the light of my life. Like, they are absolutely amazing. They're only 50 calories for one. I was having like 2 of these as one of my snacks. Don't set yourself strict goals, because you're most likely to break them when it's too hard. But then that also goes with saying, don't be too easy. Like, don't be like, oh, like Rena said this, so now I'm gonna go and have a pizza and take the cheese off so it's not as bad. Like, no, just do it with sense, basically. And the last tip that I'm going to leave with you guys, but for me the absolute most important tip, is be comfortable in your own skin. You are beautiful. Yes, you are beautiful, regardless of your size, your shape, your weight. You are you, and you should be happy with that, because the last thing you want is body dysmorphia, and that is something that I experienced myself when I was younger. My siblings are a lot smaller than I am, so I always felt like the black sheep. Like, I always felt like I was huge because I wasn't their shape. Obviously, I didn't have the knowledge then, knowing that everyone's shape and size is different, and it's okay. When I look back at pictures, I would love to have that body. When you look maybe in 30 years, 20 years, 10 years time, 5 years time from now, you're going to look at yourself and you're going to say, oh, I loved my body then. The more comfortable you are in your own skin is the more confident you will feel. So guys, that brings me to the end of my video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I gave you some tips that you can take away. It's actually taken me a lot to do this because I am not confident at all in my body, but I'm beginning to get there. I'm so shocked that, you know, my friends can look at me and saw how much weight I put on and let it slide, like didn't say anything. You guys are bad for that. You guys are wrong for that. But it led me here today to share this with you guys. I am not where I plan to be or where I want to be right now. But the main thing is I'm going to keep going, and so are you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Keep liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next one.
Keep showing up. If no one invests in you, invest in yourself. If no one believes in you, believe in yourself. Even if you don't see the results right away, keep showing up until you do see the results. Even if you don't see the results for a very, very long time, keep showing up. What if the results don't come? They're not going to come if you quit. Keep showing up. I'm tired. Keep showing up. I don't feel like it. Keep showing up. I can't see any results. Keep showing up. I don't know where to start. Just start. Do something. Take that first step. Every step you take adds up. And sooner or later, you'll look back and see that you're at the top of the staircase. It doesn't matter if you can't see the top from where you are. Just know that if you keep climbing, if you keep learning how you can get to the next level, you will soon be exactly where you need to be.